talent that he had
For sure.
last year.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Jay. I think if he comes into the league, he needs to go to the right place. If he goes to the right coaches and he can kind of learn and he can kind of do his thing, I think a lot of those question marks, he can work through those. He can. I think he'll be good if he goes to the right situation and doesn't have to get thrown in there. Who knows how his confidence gets affected? Some guys struggle with that. You throw them in and they throw 5 picks in the first quarter, and then
You never hear from him again.
Can you rebound from that? I mean,
Right.
you got to be strong mentally. If his mental game is good and he can get into the book and learn, he's got the tools. He has the tools.
But see, for me, I liked it. I watched a lot of highlights, a lot of game film, and I saw him make a lot of great throws on the run where he's either running to the left, throwing to the right, running to the right, throwing left, being able to hit the receiver on the outside. And yeah, it maybe wasn't the most accurate throws, but it was still in their general area, and better receivers would have made the catch. And so if you do get him on the NFL level and he's not in the greatest situation, he might have to scramble a little bit. And I love the fact that he can scramble, he can run a little bit, he's not slow, pocket-only quarterback, and he has the arm strength to, if he is on the run, to get the ball there. And so I do like that about him. I think that if he gets in a situation where they have a coach that's a good quarterback coach that can maybe work on his footwork and work on his release, that the accuracy thing can be honed a little bit better than what it is right now. Like, he's got coaches at Wyoming, and not to keep slamming on Wyoming, but it's not like he's got the cream of the crop of all quarterback coaches to help him along. I mean, he came out of high school, went to a junior college, then from junior college he goes to Wyoming. He hasn't really had the best, people around him. All of a sudden you put him in an NFL situation with a good quarterbacks coach and people that can help him out. I think that he can succeed if he does go to the right situation. So the bust thing, if I had to pick one of the guys that's going to be a bust out of the 5 that you mentioned, I don't think it's going to be Josh Allen.
To me, as far as situation, goes, this is why I think he's going to be a bust, because he needs to go somewhere where he can sit.
Yeah.
And if that's for 10 games or even a year.
What if it's Cleveland
behind
Tyrod Taylor?
That'd be fine.
Yeah.
I think that as long as he sits. But if someone drafts him thinking that he's going to walk in and be a day one starter, I think he's going to struggle. And I don't know if he's going to be able to rebound, like you said, Travis. Like, if he has 3, 4, 5 bad games, and then they have to pull him or whatever, can this guy rebound? Then who knows? That's my whole thing. He can't. I don't think he can walk in and be a day one starter.
But yeah,
he needs to sit.
He's never been on a winning team. Like, he's like I just said, from junior college to high school. Like, it's not like I would take that with a grain of salt, because if it was a guy that played his entire career like a Tim Tebow type, that literally won every single game in college and was always in the national championship game, or however that worked out, where he had 2 losses in a 4-year career in college, then he comes in the pros and starts to struggle, I think that holds a little bit more weight. But if you've always been on a team that's just a losing or struggling team, I think that he's built to go in and not really have to win right away. He's not used to winning national championships or playing in big bowl games, so he goes to the wrong situation and starts off 0-4. I don't think that really is going to be like devastating to him. He's like, oh, here we are again in the same situation I'm always in.
So I think it depends on where he gets drafted. Because if you go to a spot, you're forced into the lineup. If you're taken with a higher draft pick, you're going to get a little bit more of a leash. If he's kind of not taken so high, you could see, like, Deshaun Kaiser was taken at a decent place in the draft, and they just shipped him out of town. So if he comes in, I think depending on the team, if the whole team is kind of in a rebuild mode and you got a lot of guys not learning on the job, but you got some young pieces, maybe a new coaching staff, that kind of stuff, I would say, yeah, if you draft this guy, get him in there and let everybody kind of, rise together. But if he goes to a place where I don't think he's going to bust. Like, I think he has enough talent to, unless he goes to the absolute worst place with a guy that just will run quarterbacks around.
Jeff Fisher. If he was went on Jeff Fisher's team.
Yeah, or maybe even in Cleveland. But the only thing with Cleveland is you got Haley there now, so I think that's an interesting situation, because
he's like Roethlisberger's size.
He could be like the next coach in waiting. Like, they're just like, oh yeah, okay.
What if he goes to the Jets?
You're gonna get a year, and then boom.
What if he goes to the Jets? You have McCown. If they do sign McCown, if they do something at quarterback, who knows what? Maybe McCown's kind of a prototypical type that Josh Allen is, and kind of guide him along for a year. He doesn't have to start right away. Maybe the Jets take a year to kind of rebuild the offense a little bit. Maybe the offensive line needs work, and they draft Allen at 106 and then just beef up everything else. around him.
Yeah, because what I've heard with the Jets is that Teddy Bridgewater is like their fallback option.
Yeah.
If they didn't get the Kirk Cousins, sweepstakes,
Which
and
they're not.
they missed out on Keenum also. So now you're looking at
Bradford.
Yeah, you're looking at like the Bradfords and the Teddy Bridgewaters or McCown. They wouldn't. If they bring McCown back, that makes me think they're taking a quarterback at number 6 overall.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's 39 years old, I believe, and he's a good like journeyman quarterback, and he won some games with him. But if they re-sign McCown to kind of bridge the gap, that just shows to me that they're probably going to take a quarterback at number 6.
I think McCown would be a great guy to sit behind and kind of
Me too.
learn the ropes.
If they let him actually sit and not try to rush him onto the field.
If they sign McCown and then drafted Allen at 6, there's no way Allen starts week 1. Like they have to
I
at least
agree,
get.
but I don't want to put him in week 4 either.
Look,
Right.
you can't say there's no way because
Unless injury.
well,
It is the Jets.
training camp, the guys can win jobs in training camp and preseason. Like the next thing you know, you're like, okay, let's go. Like we see that happen like every year. Somebody kind of like who just did that? Is Trubisky? Like who?
Trubisky looked better than
over
Glennon. But they had to start Glennon because they paid him all that
That's
money.
what I'm saying. Like they had to start Glennon at the beginning just as a formality of like we don't want to look like idiots of just giving this guy a contract and then
Watson, because they pulled the leash really quick on
yeah.
Savage, real quick.
it was like the first half of the first week, but
Yeah.
they still started Savage.
They were looking for any reason.
Oh,
to
100%.
pull the
That's
leash, for
I mean,
sure.
and that could be possible. But week 1 as a starter, it would be McCown in my
They're
opinion.
like, get the hook, get
Yeah.
out of here. So yeah, I could see him.
Like
Yeah.
1-3 and out. You're out of here. Get out of here. It was 3 runs. See ya.
Yeah, right.
The hook. Anything else you guys want to add to Josh Allen?
No, I think maybe we'll do some revisiting some of these profiles and maybe just like touch on all the quarterbacks
After the
touch
draft,
on
right?
all the positions. Yeah, after the draft with
Okay.
landing spots and some different things, and maybe even through, when OTAs and training camps get started, just kind of touch on the news and maybe
Pro
how they're
days,
doing.
all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
90-mile-an-hour fastball in high school. Why not go the baseball route?
Hey, I like 2 sport athletes, man.
But if you're Josh Allen, real quick, if you're Josh Allen and you're getting 0 recruitment offers and anything from any college, why wouldn't you kind of dip your foot into the baseball side of it when you're throwing 92-mile-an-hour pitches? I mean, you can be a pitcher.
If I was him, I would have tried to reinvent myself as a pitcher to Fresno and been like, hey, how about I walk on as your baseball team then?
Right, and
just
then-
to get his foot in the door.
And then maybe he gets in there and like, wow, this kid's really good and whatever. Okay,
And in
can I
practice,
walk on it?
he's
Right.
throwing footballs around instead of baseball.
I don't
So
know
they're
that
like,
he-
oh, wow, look at this kid.
I don't know that he didn't try that, but if that was me and I really wanted to go to this school that bad, I would have done it. I'll be the custodian there and like I'll prove myself solving math equations.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, is there a better sports position in like high school, college, even the NFL, other
Bench
than
warmer?
being a quarterback?
The backup
pitcher?
quarterback.
Oh, in the NFL?
Or
Yeah.
even in any sport. Like
Backup quarterback.
What's the
Yeah.
No. Like if you want to be the guy, being a quarterback is a pretty cushy place to be. The job's not easy, I'm saying, but
Right.
as far as
No one can hit you in practice. No one touches you. You don't do any kind of
I
touching.
can go and try and be a baseball player, maybe go through the minor leagues or whatever, or I could try to be a first round quarterback in an NFL team. I mean, that's a little more enticing.
Yeah, but a 6'5", 230-something pound pitcher that's throwing 92 miles an hour, he can get into the major leagues. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he would have the fast track at his size.
That's
So
just
that's
my
not my
opinion.
business.
Okay, Josh Allen. We'll see you in a couple months, bub.
Crack it.